Recently, Vangelis played a sellout concert in Rome. During the build-up to this unique event, we spoke to him about his career. He rarely gives interviews, but has very definite ideas on his success and fame.
I think fame is great. It works only for queues. When you wait in the queue, or you want to have a nice restaurant, a table in a restaurant, then it's nice when you're famous because you can have it immediately, which is not very nice for other people. But fame could be really a pain because it disturbs. I mean, it can really destroy your life. Because then you live another life which is not you. I mean, it's somebody else.
How much did the introduction of synthesizers in the early 70s help you in your music? Was it a great help having those sorts of instruments around?
Yes, that was enormous, though. Enormous, because I've been waiting that to happen for years. Because it gives you a different, I think it's much more physical. You can go to areas that you can't go with conventional instruments, although I love every instrument. But you can expand, really. You go closer to nature. Every instrument has exactly the same difficulty. Up to a point, I mean, you start and it seems easy, and then you want to go further than that. Every instrument has the same, it requires the same amount of attention. And, of course, technique. They make this synthesizer too easy to buy, but not too easy to play. Attractive that the buyer can buy immediately. But that is not the point. When you start playing, and you want really to play, then you can find out that this synthesizer can let you down. Let down your expression, your feeling, your spontaneity, all that. What is difficult is that the way that we grow up and the way that we learn to act or to react is totally different. That doesn't help this tremendous gift we have to act immediately. The immediacy of the human beings is tremendous. Simply maybe because it's one of the oldest computer on earth. Compared to these computers, they're stupid completely. Or they're very fast to do calculations, but they're not fast to react as fast as a human being, or to decide, or to be totally, to have the awareness of the human being. So, mainly what we do, we underestimate ourselves, and we rely on computers, and we think they're faster than us. They're not. Because this is what cuts the immediacy. And the immediacy is the freshness, and it's the accuracy and the honesty of the moment. You're honest. You're not lying. I mean, not lying, not a liar. You know what I mean? The lie is something which is clean, clear. That's it. Now, maybe this moment is not a successful moment, not a successful in a success way, not let's say, a complete moment. Maybe it's a failure or something. It doesn't matter. But at least is a true moment, without any past thoughts. And the disturbance, I mean, what I've said before to you with the new way of building instruments the size of today, is that the interfering something which is very precious, the immediacy. And it's the way that they build synthesizers today is like a big castration. And what we have to preserve today is the freedom of creation. Because I don't think we preserve much today. Nothing is preserved, right? And I think this touches directly your soul. And this is very dangerous, what they do to the kids today with these new computers. I'm not against computers. I'm not against technology. I'm against the way that it's been used. A violin, a flute, a guitar, you pick it up, you do it. You don't have to think twice. You don't have to program anything. The technology is there for immediacy. The people, not there. The makers are not there.
Your work with Frédéric Rossif in France, working on his wildlife films, was particularly striking. How difficult was it scoring those sorts of things?
At the time, I didn't have time to think how difficult it was, because I remember we used to do 1 hour program in one day. It took one day for one. And basically because Frederic was one of the first ones to understand that the spontaneous way to work is the best way. And as I'm totally spontaneous, he didn't want me to think, and I never think anyway. So he just, that's another one. Good.
Vangelis retains a massive following all around the world, and wherever his concerts take place, there's always an air of expectancy that surrounds the performance. Yet he's most well known for his work on film soundtracks, and particularly Chariots of Fire. How does he look back on that theme now?
Simple film. I knew Hugh Hudson. I liked very much the Olympic Games. It was not a success-orientated film. It was quite a low-budget film at the time. Nothing spectacular. Well, what happened after, you know, but nobody knows then.
And how surprised were you by the end result and the success it generated?
Like everybody else, very surprised. Everybody was surprised. It was a good surprise.
Do you think it was almost the perfect marriage between film and music?
This is what they said, but I can't say that.
Do you feel that it's perhaps overshadowed, though, some of your other work?
Maybe, but that's always the case. But I'm not concerned about it. Because, tomorrow maybe something else will happen that it will overshadow maybe Chariots. But this is not the point. The most important is to work. To work with the same intensity and interest and inspiration. And sometimes you have things that people prefer than others, but doesn't mean anything. I mean, it shouldn't affect the work, is what I'm saying. You can never say to people what to like, what not to like. Unfortunately, this is what happens every day. Push, push, push. For every work you do, which is not a spontaneous piece of music, you must have a discipline, because you have to work in certain limits, which is a time factor, a certain theme, and of course the approach of the project. And those are quite important limits, but again you try to limit the limits, to make them less heavy, less important, and to keep the spontaneity as much as possible. When I watch a film, it's like I don't watch it like a musician, just like everybody else. And then if I feel something, that I'll translate that to music at the moment. Now, if I write again Chariots of Fire, it would be different. But at the moment, I reacted like that.
Why did you decide to collaborate with John Anderson? I know that you, more often than not, like to work on your own and very much with your own ideas, and yet here you were letting somebody else in.
Oh, that makes a good change sometimes. And it's nice to collaborate with some people. It could be John or somebody else. With John, because we work in a very spontaneous way. And this is something I like. And also, as we don't plan anything, that makes it better.
Working with Vangelis is
Yep.
great.
Yep.
I got to tell you, it's a dream for me to work with one of the best in the world. He's a unique artist, and he has still to show himself yet. He doesn't show himself musically properly. It's the Greek in him, he's a little bit afraid of being shot at.
Tonight, my only worry is that to be in the right frame of mind to play. And what is very difficult is that, I'm not worried about myself. I'm worried that maybe one of the machines won't work, or maybe we have a failure of power, or maybe it will be something. And that doesn't put me in the right frame of mind.
How difficult is it adapting your work to live performance?
Well, mainly when I work on stage, it's like a white page. I don't think. I don't know what I'm going to play. I know, of course, that I will play some of the previous works, because always it's a pleasure for people. Of course, I never play in the same way twice. But the 70% of the performance is totally unknown to me, to anybody else, which makes it very exciting, very risky, very nice.
Do you ever worry that the inspiration might dry up, that that instinct might suddenly go?
No, I never worried about that. I worried about the disturbance of inspiration. I've never been worried that I won't have any more. I mean, what is an inspiration after all? It's not an idea. Inspiration is to be in the right moment, no, to vibrate, to be able to vibrate at the right moment. So, the danger of that and the most the enemy of this is it's that something will happen and it will stop this creation, this vibration. So you don't create it anymore. That's the only thing. But creation is always there, like electricity. Like I don't think there are moments of. I mean, the inspiration is nothing else than being in tune. We live in a total pollution of sound today. We have a pollution of sound in every area. You know, how many record companies, how many products are out? They call it even products. They don't even call it music. I mean, even the attention. How many thousands of people they want to be famous today? It's a big force, that. Wanted to be famous, it's a very violent idea.
Do you try and keep that purity in your own music?
I try not to be disturbed. Because you see, the only thing I was fortunate in my life is that I started very early. And I didn't start through, I mean, in a period of my life that I could have been influenced. And I could be taught to react in some way. So I kept a certain amount of freedom. Because when you are very, very young, like 4 years old, you don't have the time to be influenced. And you don't have the time to have enough information to become a famous composer, director, performer, or whatever. Because you don't know what those things are. So your relation with this wonder, with nature, it's direct and pure. Now, if you keep that throughout your life, and if you try to keep this clean as possible, then you win. Doesn't mean you win successfully, publicly, I mean, in a public way, but successfully for yourself. And yourself is the most important thing. Trying to create a successful album is a failure. Trying to be true with yourself is a success.